acting like I'm stupid. You let me down.
Why are you helping me?
Why? Do you think I care for you so little that betraying you would make a difference?
Does sarcasm help?
Would it be okay with us if it did? From the beginning of time, that's a very long story. No, I'm against the honey.
I don't deserve a friend like you.
Clara, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm exactly what you deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, Expo Dallas is proud to present to you for his very first North American appearance here in Dallas, Peter Capaldi!
Thank you.
They were saying they love me. How you doing, boss?
I'm good, it's great to be here. I'd like to see more of Texas, but all I've seen is the convention center and the hotel.
Yeah. Well, everything is big in Texas, so it'll take you a while. You're going to spend a couple months here to probably check everything out. It is such a pleasure to have you here with our organization, of course, but of course here in Texas. And we're just flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. I'm just a fan of everything you do.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and open the floor up to questions. But I have to ask you, when we were watching the clips that we had going on up there, it seemed there were and you as who, we see varying hairstyles that was going on, even up until this point. Whose decision was it for you to have the first hairstyle, and did you have any say whatsoever on how you should look on screen?
The thing is that when you start Doctor Who, there's a lot of kind of worry about how you look, and there are like whole committees of people sort of staring at you and saying, oh, his hair's right, his hair's wrong, or we like that jacket, we don't like this jacket. And in fact, I was fielding all of this stuff, trying to bring myself to the part. And actually, I always wanted to have longer hair. I always really wanted to have hair more like this. But it was decided, it's great how your hair can get a little flurry of applause like that, isn't it?
It's part of the
hair fans.
Hair fans.
So yeah, I kind of, it was just decided I should have short hair, so I did. But it looks pretty good.
It looks excellent. Very, very impressive. Okay, we're gonna go back and forth anyway. So we have all of our questions, as you know already, down the center here. Hi.
Hi.
How old are you?
10.
10. Alrighty. You have a question?
What's your name?
Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hi. Thank you for coming to Dallas. My question for today is, what's your most embarrassing or awkward moment on the set?
Good question. Oh, I'm sure you don't have to think that hard.
Well, it's very embarrassing when you get your lines wrong, or when you are, I try stuff. When we work, you try ideas to see if they work, and they don't always work. Sometimes they're very silly and don't come out very effectively. So I have embarrassing moments every single day. But if you're an actor, and if you're interested in acting, you must get used to having embarrassing moments, because that's how you find good stuff. You must be prepared to be vulnerable.
So there are a lot of situations that don't work that's actually has been filmed.
Yeah, but they're usually, you're on the way to finding something that does work.
But I mean, they could show up in a blooper reel
You know what? I'd love to see a blooper reel, but the show is so intense in terms of the amount of filming that has to be done in a small amount of time. I don't think anyone's got time to cut one together. You know?
They'll make time.
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate it. Next question.
Hi.
Hello.
So, in The Witch's Familiar, how did it feel to ride around instead of one of your worst enemies?
You mean in Davros' chair?
Yes.
It was absolutely great. But you know, I don't want to give away too many secrets, but the way that Davros' chair moves around is like, you know, do you ever go to the post office and there's like an old lady there in the line on an electric sort of wheelchair thing, like this with her shopping and stuff? That's what's inside Davros's. And you know, I'm really respectful of the old ladies because it's really hard to drive. And when I did it at first, you know, I had to come through quite a narrow little doorway, which a Dalek can get through. I couldn't get through.
Kept banging into the sides.
I banged into the sides, and then I discovered that the crew had put a learner plate on it. Because I couldn't drive. It's terrible.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there. Good morning.
Mr.
Hello.
Capaldi, thank you for coming to Texas.
Pleasure.
I run a small fan group in San Antonio, and I'm here with about a dozen of my closest friends, and I need to thank you personally. My world would be so much poorer and so much more lonely if it weren't for you and your work. I found so many friends as a result of it.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
What I wanted to ask is, I know Doctor Who is your dream job, but every actor goes out for roles that, for one reason or another, they don't get. What was the one that you really, really wish you had? Maybe you were their second choice for and just didn't get it.
Oh, you know, that changes from, it depends upon what your financial situation is. Because sometimes you might be like, I'd really like to play Hamlet. And they don't give you Hamlet, or sometimes you're like, we don't have any money to buy food or pay the rent, so you really want to do anything. So there's been lots of parts that were like, you know, the detective's friend, or the third banana, which I would loved to have got because I needed the money at the time, but I didn't.
Well, this permanent job, like she was saying, that you have right now is putting you into a level of icon status now, just being a part of the franchise of Doctor Who. So I think you'll be eating well for a good while now.
We'll see.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Fan Expo.
Thank you.
If you could write your own Doctor Who episode, what would it be about?
I think that I would like to see, I'd like to see how the Doctor and his granddaughter came to be. What is that situation? Is that really his granddaughter? If that's his granddaughter, is she a Time Lord? Or is she adopted? Or is it just a weird kind of, is he looking after her? There's some intense kind of psychic or genetic link between them. So I would love to know what that was. And also, of course, he left her and promised he would come back, and he never came back. So I would like to see him come back and literally. But with Daleks and monsters and explosions going on.
But that's material to explore.
Yeah.
Obviously, make suggestions to your writers and stuff like that. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So we've had 2 members from The Thick of It guest on the show. So I was wondering, who else would you like from that show to guest on Doctor Who? Villain or perhaps good guy?
You mean of any actors
Yeah, that have been on The Thick of It, yes.
that have been on the thick of it?
Yes. We've had 2 already.
You've had 2. Yeah. Well, anyone, the cast of The Thick of It were extraordinary.
Yeah.
They were absolutely brilliant actors. So any one of them would do a wonderful job. So anything, really.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll get more out of him later, okay? Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, is the doctor the hybrid?
Get out. No, stand by. Hold for the answer.
You know I can't answer that question.
Now get out. Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
I know this is a really silly one, but if I challenged you to a lightsaber duel, would you accept?
Easily, yeah.
And he will kick your ass. He's still challenging you.
Yeah, that's right, but that's because he's fictional.
Yeah.
He can say anything he likes.
Hi.
Hi, Peter.
Hello.
So, first of all, we're all really happy that you're here. Great job on Doctor Who. Great job as a doctor. I wouldn't worry too much about that third banana roll. It's fine. So my question, I was completely freaking out yesterday when I met you, and I know you're a huge Doctor Who fan as well. Have you ever met anyone from the show that you just completely were starstruck over?
From the show. You know, I've met, when I was very young, I met, it wasn't technically, well, it depends where you stand, it wasn't technically Doctor Who, but I met Peter Cushing. Star Wars, who was in Star Wars, but was well known to me growing up because he was in a lot of horror movies. I'm sure that's why he was in Star Wars, because I think George Lucas and Steven Spielberg loved the work of Hammer Pictures, and Peter Cushing was one of the stars of, and of course he played the Doctor in the big movie versions of Doctor Who. But I remember, and it's pertinent to this kind of experience here of coming to a big sort of fan convention. He was like opening a charity event in my hometown, and there was a very small queue of people, a small line, about half a dozen of us, because they didn't do things like this. And he signed an autograph for me. He gave me, you know, they didn't sell autographs or anything in those days. They just gave me this 10x8 photograph of himself, and he signed it and signed his name. And I loved this autograph so much, I based my own autograph on his. Because he has the same initials. He's Peter Cushing, and I'm PC also. And he was absolutely charming, so that was lovely.
Thank you.
A little bit on your childhood. You, from what I understand, if you can verify this or not, received a script. Something. At what age was that? A Doctor Who script, in fact, right?
Yeah. I think I was about 15.
16?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
What it was I was really crazy about the show, and I would write to Doctor Who or to whoever would be playing the part, or I would write to the BBC because we all knew the BBC's address, and you could write to them, and they would send you back a photograph of Doctor Who or whatever. But I wrote, there was a period I went through when I was writing every week. Because the show would be off the air and I'd be saying, when is it coming back and what's going to happen, well done and all blah. And clearly I was clearly very interested in the making of the show. And the producer of the show, well, one day I came home and there was a package waiting for me. And I opened this package up and there were 2 scripts for the forthcoming season that hadn't been broadcast, set designs and floor plans. And these were technical. These were BBC technical scripts that would be used on the floor with the cameraman. And I didn't even know a called a script existed. I didn't know how they made TV shows. And so suddenly I saw how they made a show, and I was absolutely entranced by it. And in a way that I thought this was confirmation that I wanted to do this. I don't mean just be Doctor Who, but to be an actor and be in that world. And they were sent to me by a man called Barry Letts, who was the producer of Doctor Who. He was a brilliant producer. And I think they just did that in those days. They said if there was someone who got in touch and they thought that person was interested, they felt it was their duty to try and encourage them.
That is freaky.
But the most amazing thing was that many, many years later, I have a friend called Crispin, who was an actor who I worked with, and we enjoyed each other's company. And I've known him for about a year before he said to me, you know, my father is Barry Letts. And I finally got to meet Barry.
This is freaky.
In person, and thank him in person.
And you were 15. Do you still have that script? Now, all that information?
Yeah, I do.
eBay. Wow.
But it's a testament to Barry and to the BBC, which is the most incredible organisation. It's a publicly owned, and in our towns, in British towns, that means we, the taxpayer, own it. It's our BBC. And so there is a responsibility within the BBC to reach out to
That's right, to the people. And they gave back to the people.
And they do it.
You're a recipient of that.
The circle goes on.
Wow, the circle is complete. Circle is complete. Wow, awesome. Hi.
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 Hi, Peter. Thank you so much for coming. I'm excited that you're here.
Pleasure.
I wanted to ask if you actually had control of the TARDIS and you could pick up 3 famous historical figures or people from history, who would you invite aboard the TARDIS?
Oh gosh, that's tough. Well, you know, I think, this year we'd go get Prince. We'd go get Alan Rickman. We'd go get David. And we would party.
Thank you.
Wow, I'll be in the slipstream, kind of thumbing as you guys roll by. So, hey, wait for me. It's cool. Hi. Like the dress.
Right.
Hello again, Peter.
Hi.
We know that you love working with Jenna.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you can work with Jenna again as leading actors in anything like TV or movies or whatever, what would it be, and what kind of story would it be?
Well, Jenna's an amazing actress, so she can do anything. So we could be anywhere. We could go and do period stuff or modern stuff. I mentioned it to her as a laugh one day that it'd be nice to do. There's a great Willie Russell play called Educating Rita, which I thought would be fun to have a look at, because that's about a young woman from a kind of blue-collar district who goes, again in Britain, we have a thing called the Open University, which is an educational system where it's like a postal educational degree that you can get, but you have to go to lectures, and it's about this woman who does that, and she meets this lecturer who has a great influence on her life, but the lecturer is a bit wasted. That would be me.
Thank you.
But we never did it.
I can see you guys on Downton Abbey. Well, if it was still on, but I can see you guys showing up at Downton Abbey.
Well, they can't.
The Duke of Whovian is here, something like that. Hi.
Hi, Doctor. Do you remember me?
Of course I do. I can't see you because I haven't got my glasses on. It's the voice. I can remember the voice.
Okay, so I've been a fan of you since you played the foul-mouthed Malcolm Tucker. But Doctor Who was what really brought you like a rock star status and all the perks that come with it. So my question is, what's one of the craziest things a fan has given you or said to you For example, has anyone ever asked you to marry them? And if not, can I be the first?
Security.
I'm just thinking of a legally binding answer. Yeah. Somebody has asked me to marry them before. And in fact, I am actually married. But I appreciate your interest. Thank you so much. In other circumstances.
But considering this is your first American appearance, everything you've done so far has been either in Canada or Europe or thus far. So they really, other than today or maybe yesterday, anything you can relate to the fans, your experiences with the fans at this convention yesterday and prior to your appearance here on stage? Anything struck you?
I think it's the enthusiasm and the affection in which the show is held. I think if you like this show, it runs very deep, and there's something, people always ask me what is it that's special about Doctor Who? I don't really know what it is, but I know that it captures people's hearts in a very powerful way. And every fan that I've met here has been full of that. They have expressed that. And you've got to remember that we spend 9 months of the year, basically in a television factory, locked inside, making Doctor Who, which is a great job, but we never come out. We don't get to meet all you guys. And we don't get to see the effect that the show has on people. And particularly, we don't get to see the effect that it has internationally. And for us to be aware of how warmly you feel about our show is a great thing, because it also teaches us to try and make it for you. The more we know of you, then the more we can try and do the best version of Doctor Who for you.
That's very important. I like that. That's very nice to say. Awesome. Hi.
Hi, I'm Cassie, and I know this is really weird, but I was just wondering what your favorite musical was.
Favorite musical?
This is interesting.
Oh God, well, I'm not really a huge musical theatre fan. I've got nothing against it. I was once in the show called Blood Brothers, which was a musical, which I liked. I love Cabaret. Cabaret is an amazing show. The story that it tells, and the music and the atmosphere is amazing. What's your favorite?
Oh God, too many. Hamilton, Les Mis. Yes, I know. 16 Tonys.
Yeah. Book of Mormon. Great. The Lion King. I love The Lion King. See, I'm starting now. I thought that was amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for mentioning Les Mis, because that's one of my favorites. Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering if you could change your TARDIS interior to another Doctor's, who would it be and why?
It's no secret that I'm a great fan of the classical TARDIS, which is what the TARDIS really is underneath all of that stuff. So I think I would go for a cross between William Hartnell's TARDIS and Tom Baker's TARDIS.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
You too. Hi, Peter Capaldi. I was wondering...
What's your name?
Serenity.
Full name?
Serenity Joe Clark.
Serenity Joe Clark. Okay. You're through to Peter Capaldi.
He's sending you mail. How old are you?
9. I was wondering, what was it like when Michelle Gomez, you, and Jenna Coleman were all stuck in a room together for a scriptural reading for the first time?
For a scripture reading?
Maybe we know what she meant, but let's go with that. Let us pray. Religion, sorry.
It was great. It was very exciting. We always have, it's a big part of the process of Doctor Who, we always have a big read-through where everyone sits around and reads the script and we all get to hear it for the first time. And it's one of those occasions when everybody who works on the production comes to it. So sometimes there's 200 people there. My very first, appearance as Doctor Who was at a script reading in front of 200 people, so it was terrifying. And so when Jenna and Michelle and me get together and do the thing, there's always a whole pile of other people there. And Stephen, who writes the scripts and runs the show, reads all of the stage directions that are in the script out, and he does it in a very funny and exciting and dramatic way. So the whole experience of the read-through is hugely exciting. And usually when a new character appears, like as soon as Michelle uttered her first words as Missy, or when she said, "You know who I am," I couldn't keep on calling myself Missy, I am the master. A huge round of applause goes up, from everybody around the table. So it makes it very exciting. So it was great. It's great fun doing that.
Thank you.
And then we do the scripture reading.